Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is Boxycharm Day, which you saw in the title and the thumbnail, so you know. We are going to jump into the November Boxycharm, see what I got, and of course I'm going to test these products out for you. You guys know I love to show you the products in action to kind of let you see the type of stuff you're going to get in here and if this is worthwhile for you. As always, I will link Boxycharm down below. The box is $21 a month. You can opt for Boxy Luxe, which will basically be every third month, so it'll be in December next month. Be sure to look for that video, so subscribe and turn on notifications so you see it. But Boxy Luxe is bigger. You do pay more if you opt to do that every third month, but I love to show it every month. It's a great box. The value is always over $100, and I always feel like even if I don't like every single thing in the box, I'm still getting my money's worth. So yeah, let's dive right in and see what I got for November. They're really good about their packaging. Everything is secure. They give a little pamphlet that tells you what's in it, but the theme is Gold Digger, so that's what it's all about. I don't want to look too far into that because I want to grab the goodies and show you. So the first thing I see is a brush set. These look like all eye brushes. Luxy, okay. Luxy with gold handles, so that's different. I'll show you the packaging. This is how they come. So these are all really small brushes. This is the largest brush in the set, which is, to me, would be more like in the crease, even more like a detailed crease brush. Everything's really small. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. You really need some good small eye brushes, but I will have to grab a couple more eye brushes to do a complete look. Like a bigger blending brush will come in handy with this set. So this is the Luxy Luminous Eye Brush Set, and this retails for $21. So already the price of the box right there. They gave me eye brushes. I'm looking for a palette, and I do like that they do a mix of brands that you already know, and then they throw in a few that maybe you aren't familiar with. This one I have not used before. This is Ace Beauty, which I'm assuming that's the pronunciation. That's the outer packaging. And this is the Grandiose palette. So that is what the palette looks like right there. That's the Grandiose palette, and this retails for $24.99. I am excited to dip into this and see what kind of look we can come up with. So I grabbed a nice fluffy brush so that we have something to blend everything in. I do have MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot on my lids so that I am nice and primed. Let's go ahead and just dive right into this palette. I think I'm going to take this shade Patchouli and go ahead and blend that over my eyelid and kind of put that everywhere. I'm going to see how much color really shows up. So this is showing up a little bit. So I'm going to take this pretty high as more of a, not quite a transition, but I do want this to be able to blend everything else later. So far so good. It's blending pretty nicely. I'm going to continue with this brush for one more color, so I'm going to take the shade Clove. So this is the next shade depth-wise to go to. So I'm going to use this as kind of a transition. Now granted, this is more of a peachy coral, but we're just going to go in and see what happens. Now my personal preference with putting a shade into the crease and kind of blending up is I still like a fluffier brush, at least for this look, because I want to really diffuse this color. If you wanted to pack it in and be really more dramatic with that color, you could definitely use a smaller, more dense brush. So that gave me the look that I was going for. So I'm just going to use that same shade Clove. I'm going to take a bit of that first shade Patchouli on the same brush and just blend a bit more. I'm gonna take that larger brush, which is a little bit more tapered. It's almost the shape of a blending brush and just smaller. So I wanna take a deeper shade and really go into that crease and create some depth. So I'm going to take the shade Poppy, which is this reddish color right here. Yeah, this is just a really small brush. I'm actually surprised that they didn't include a more blending brush, but yeah, these still come in handy. It's giving me a very detailed crease, so you can see I've still got some blending to do, and I'm just kind of packing it in there. I'm gonna go back with my larger brush. This is an E27, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. And I'm just blending with no extra product. So I'm having a little issue blending it. it's really not wanting to diffuse much of the color. I'm going to continue to try more though before I add anything else. So I can still see a pretty distinct line from that shadow where it just kind of really sat down and it's not moving. So I'm just going to take a bit of that Clove, which is the peachy coral shade, on this brush, very lightly tapping off all the excess and just blending with a bit more color, which will make it look a bit more diffuse and not so harsh in that line. And then from there, I'm just doing more blending, not adding any extra color. I'm going to take that same brush. I'm going to go into the shade Cinnamon, which is a little bit warmer, and mix in a bit of that red. So there's not anything incredibly dark in this palette, where I would usually really darken the outer corner is one of my like go-to looks. So I'm going to see if I add a little bit more depth by blending those. So I feel like maybe instead of this hot pink, like a really good deep chocolate or even a black would have been a good mix in the other colors, but something with a bit more depth might have really complemented this palette well. Overall, it looks really good. No complaints about the quality. For $25, that's still a pretty good palette. I do want to add some color onto the lids. I think that's supposed to say Primrose, but it's like Primrose or Primerose. I'm going to just attempt it with a brush. Actually not bad on brush application. It's not great, but it's not too bad. I'm gonna try my finger, which is definitely working out better. I'm gonna take on that brush this deeper shade of shimmer here called Myrtle. Here, I'm going to try a bit of the shade Jasmine, which is also a shimmer or metallic, very light shade. So I'm gonna take this on another one of the brushes, which is angled. I'm going to use a little mist to wet that brush. I'm going to use the last brush, which is a little bit more of a rounded tip, almost a pencil brush. And I think I'm going to dip into Poppy, which is the red on my lower lash line. Alright, so there is the eyeshadow completed. My thoughts are, for the price, it's pretty good. It's not going to be one of my all-time favorite palettes, but there are just so many palettes out there, guys. Like, how do you compare? Some of the colors are really, really pretty. I'm not thrilled with the shimmer shades. They didn't do that well on finger application, brush, or wetting either. And this shade Jasmine just did like nothing for me. I don't know. It's kind of chunky, powdery. I'm not really living for it. It's not that metallic. It's got a little shine to it, but I don't know, it looks almost more like a highlight, but then again, it's a chunky highlight. The mattes did okay. They did pretty good. So not going to be an all-time favorite of mine, but I'm glad I got to try it. Alright, so I added a bit of mascara. I added some lip color and a little highlight. This is Grace from Gerard Cosmetics Star Powder, one of my favorites. Sugar Cookie from Too Faced on my lips, and then I added just a little bit of the Wander mascara because we have lashes. So next up in the box is the Lashaholic Luxury Lashes, and this is in the style Instaglam. So these are what they look like. You can see the detail. Really pretty. I like how there's like different lengths. Has like that wispy kind of look. These retail for $14.99 as well. Band is not really stiff. It's got a little stiffness to it, so I'm kind of working that out, but not bad. I have like 5 minutes before I'm supposed to leave my house. And I'm trying to do lashes. So here are the lashes on. I actually think they're really pretty and they're not too heavy. I don't feel like I'm wearing much of anything, which is good. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with those, and I like the style. It's not one that I've really worn before, where they're kind of like choppy little lengths, but I think it's really cute. We've got two more things. So we've got the Cover FX glitter drops in the shade Nova, and then we have this Gentle Blue glittering star eyeliner. So here's what the eyeliner looks like. It's wrapped in the Fort Knox plastic.
Like, how are you supposed to open this? Help me.
I still got a little bit on there, but I can use it. Oh, so this is a sharpened pencil. It's actually pretty cute, but it reminds me of, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see the glitter in that, it reminds me of these cargo liners that they used to make that I swear one time a piece of glitter got in my eye and scratched it. So I'm just putting on just a tiny bit to conceal that lash band. I have to try this out another time. It looks cute, but it's got that chunkier glitter, and I don't want to go too crazy right now, but it did just throw on a little bit just to darken up that lash line in the inner corners. It's actually kind of cute, so I'm not mad at it. And these retail for just $5, so a very affordable liner. And then finally, the very last thing, the glitter drops from Cover FX. This is definitely the high price point in this box. It's $44. So we're gonna look at the shade Nova. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use these. Let's try these out. They might be a little dark for me, but maybe on the eye. I thought about tapping some on my highlight. I'm a little scared. Let's do it anyway. We live but once. It's definitely a little on the chunkier side for an actual highlight. But if you want that glitter look, you could do this. Actually did surprisingly well with a brush. Gave a little bit of light to the eye. It's cute. And we're just going to go glitter all over and press it on the lips. So that is my Boxycharm for the month of November and my completed look using everything. I think it turned out really well. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up if you enjoy, and please do subscribe. I'm trying to hit 10,000 by my birthday, and I have about a month to do it. So I would love to have you guys in my little YouTube family. Thank you again for watching. I love you, and I will see you in my next video.